Welcome. We are here to play Good Society, second edition, as a play test, and subtitling this, I believe, The Polite Ways of Company. Just here to do a mini series and again doing a play test of the second edition of this game. So I'm Mads, they, them pronouns. I've played Good Society and some of the expansions slash hacks of it a few times, and I really enjoy it. And this will be my first time actually running the game. So wish me luck. All right, I'm gonna popcorn this over to Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. He, they pronouns. I have never played Good Society, but I'm very excited about it. I love Regency stories, so now I'll popcorn it over to Sabine.
Hello, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns. I have been playing Good Society for a fair bit when it came out. And I'm excited to see what this second edition has to offer. And I'll popcorn it over to Rod.
Hey, good morning. I'm Rod, he, him. I'm probably like 75% awake, uh, which is good, but I have my coffee here, so we're all good. And I've never played Good Society first edition. I played like something that was a mashup of it. But yeah, so this will pretty much be all new to me. So, and I'll popcorn it to Tanya.
Hello, I'm Tanya Burgess, and I've also never played Good Society, but I've also played a good amount of Regency games, so I am excited. And she, they.
Fantastic. All right, again, welcome to you all to my table, and we're gonna get started with a bit of a truncated version of my cats, which I usually like to do for my games as part of like the safety tools that I offer. So cats is concept, aim, tone, and subject matter, which also includes the safety review of safety itself. One of the great things about Good Society as a game is that the safety is included within the structure of when you start to build the world as well as the characters and connections. So we're going to be going through this step by step together. So part of the cats will actually be included in the game itself, which is awesome. So real quick, concept of this game of Good Society is that it is a game of balls, estates, sly glances, and turns about the garden, at least on the surface. Underneath this, just as in Jane Austen's own novels, it is a game about social ambition, family obligation, and breathtaking, heart-stopping longing. So, more importantly, Good Society is designed to tell the story you've always wanted to tell, and deeply customizable. So, basically, while the setting and structure remain the same, you're going to sculpt the tone and content throughout the play, so every game is going to be different. So we're definitely going to see that here. Your aim for players is to work together to create your very own Jane Austen novel. You will take on the role of a major character, similar to those found in Austen's books, from a wealthy heir who falls in love with the aloof new arrival to a charming socialite bent on ruining the reputation of their rivals. Okay? But your influence on the story does not end with your major character. You also hold the power to control the story itself and change it to produce more drama, romance, and scandal. So you can take the role of influential connections, spread rumors, orchestrate balls, carriage accidents, and even marriages. So there's going to be a lot of fun things that me as a facilitator and also you as players will be able to do in this game. So, tone, and that's going to lead us right into the collaboration part. And there is a a character keeper provided to do for online play, which is great. Makes the job a lot easier. So if we're going to go over to the document and look at the collaboration tab, what tone should the story have? So this is where we will decide together how we want to formulate our play, okay? So, collaboration. We have the choices of drama, which is described as things are difficult and actions have serious consequences. Tensions are quick to inflame. Connections viciously pursue their own ends. Society is harsh and judgmental. Or romantic comedy, where actions have consequences but past misdemeanors can be recovered from. Fortunate and humorous coincidences can occur, and triumphant moments are possible. Connections respect their own interests but can be swayed, and society is quick to judge but also quick to forget. And finally, farce. Actions have few consequences outside the current scene. Improbable coincidences and circumstances are manifold, and connections may change their minds rapidly, and society is prone to excessive silliness. So, what as a group do we want to have as our tone? Do we want drama? Do we want romantic comedy? Or would we like farce?
I'm leaning towards the middle, the romantic comedy.
Same. I love a good consequence, but I think it's more realistic if people also can forgive. That way we can play around a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. What do you guys think? Good?
I'm good with that.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to set it at romantic comedy. Partially, as part of like tone is the historical accuracy. So we have the choice of course, a little important, which is we'll do the best job we can, but story is much more important than history. Somewhat important, which is we'll try to get it right where it counts, but we'll never stop the game to find out a historical fact. During breaks, we will call on other players with more knowledge when something seems particularly important, and if we're not sure, we'll make the best guess we can. And then very important, okay, that is a choice of we'll commit to arming ourselves with knowledge ahead of time to enable more historical accuracy. We will call on the expertise of other players to help us get it right. We will avoid stopping the game, but we can look things up during breaks and between sessions to help with further play. So what would people like to have in terms of historical accuracy?
I prefer if we didn't have to be very strict about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
one
I
of the
agree.
lower levels. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Any other opinions?
Yeah, I prefer either the lowest or the middle.
Okay.
I'll second those.
I mean, little important is best. I mean, if anyone wants to inject any kind of like, Regency, oh, this is what they did, like, for this particular, instance of daily life, that's perfectly fine. But I think a little important is cool because it's like then we can just say, no, we're worried about the people and their story. We don't really care. It's like whether they wore this kind of shoe or that kind of shoe. Okay, we're good. All right. And let's see. Oops. How will we treat the gender power balance? Okay, so we have historical, which is standard Regency patriarchy. We have off, which is, it is normal and acceptable for people of all genders to have significant and respectable careers, make the first move, inherit entailed estates, have marital relationships with all genders. Or, what's the last one? In reverse. For some reason it didn't change over. Okay. Oh, here we go. It is normal and acceptable that only women may have significant and respectable careers, make the first move, and inherit entailed estates. So those are the gender power balance choices. Historical, off, or in reverse. What would
I
you
would
like?
prefer to have it off.
Yeah. That's always my go-to as well. It's like, let's not worry about it.
I'll also second that.
Dig that. All right. And then just a note in the book itself about race. Gender is a central theme in Austen's work, so it's important to discuss the group's approach to the gender power balance. And race is not. Austen's work is not about race and does not grapple with racial prejudice. For this reason, we take the approach that in the world of good society, racial prejudice does not exist, and characters may be of whatever race they choose without incident. Okay? So that's already off the table. So, leading into the next question, is there anything in our game that we should avoid? Okay, so this is the essential where we do a version of lines and veils. So if we remember from other safety tools, like lines are things that we will not include in our game whatsoever. So and this is the same case of things that we should avoid, like in terms of lines, and like if there's anything that comes up as veils, I mean, like I think we can mention it here as well to kind of tread carefully. Sure, okay, so anything that we want to mention right off the bat, which I always like, say any of the phobias. So, homophobia and transphobia right off the bat, right there for me. So, okay.
Yeah, I would also avoid sexual assault and coercion.
Thank you.
I would also avoid cannibalism, but I don't think it would come up.
I'm hoping not, because we're not planning on verging into horror, but I'll put that in there anyway, just to remind ourselves.
I was gonna ask for clarification. So you say cannibalism?
Yes, it's one of my go-tos, but I don't, as I said, I don't think it will come up, maybe as a background, like, oh, I was on that island on my military excursion and then we had to eat
That's
the
true,
lieutenant
yeah.
colonel. So I would rather
We'll
avoid that.
just, yeah, we'll avoid that. But I'm putting it in there so we can definitely remember to do that.
Is there anything that you expect there to be, just to kind of maybe make creating the list a little easier?
I mean, we're
Racism is probably baked a little into the Regency society, right?
Sorry, what was that?
Classism.
mhm.
Oh, okay. But like anything, I was thinking more of like violence in terms of like military, because I know when I play Regency games, if you play a military person, sometimes I've had people who have like military trauma and stuff like that. Like, is there anything really specific that you're planning on having in the game?
I mean, I don't plan on having that. I mean, in terms of like, what makes people feel comfortable, I don't plan on mentioning any like, any big battles or whatever around this time, or like, like toting it as like, yes, I'm like, I'm like the
Mhm.
big, like, military, authoritarian or whatever. I mean, like, I'm not planning on doing that myself. So, I mean, like, if we'd like to put that in there just as kind of like just avoid like, the strict like military gung-hoism, whatever. I mean, I can put that in there if you like. Um,
No, just trying to think of things.
yeah.
I play a lot of extreme horror, so I'm just trying to
I,
think
I, I,
like,
I, I I get you. I play horror too, but I mean, like, I'm
yeah,
like, I don't want to really be putting like, some like graphic gore. I
right,
think we
right.
get it. I think we're not going to include that in here. But anything that you think would come up that we want to avoid. And this, like any safety document, like is a living document. So if we come up on something that could be triggering, or like, that does come up like eventually as something that could be an issue. I mean, like, we'll definitely put it on the list. I mean, you all can add it to the list and then just make sure that we take a look at it back at the collaboration document and make sure that we all know that something has been added to that particular question. So, does anybody have anything else that they want to add to that particular question right now?
Harm to animals.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Domestic, wild, or both?
Domestic and cute animals.
Okay, no problem. Okay, all right. All right, we'll continue on. Like I said, we'll continue on with that if anybody has anything else they want to add. All right. And is there anything we'd love to see in our game? Okay, so this is your opportunity to say, like this is a particular scandal that I'd like to see, either my character or your character to do, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'd like to see it. What would you like to see in the game?
I'd like to see gay romance.
Nice. All right. Absolutely. Okay. Anything else you'd like to say? Anybody else? Anything at all?
I'd love to see older characters.
Yes.
A grand ball.
Ooh, nice.
I like to see weather having some sort of impact. Like it's raining now and people are running outside, and then the thunder cracks. Dramatic weather,
Okay,
let's say.
nice.
If that's appropriate
Totally.
at the time.
Yeah. When appropriate. How about that? I'll put that in there.
Yeah.
Dramatic weather when appropriate. What else?
Yes.
What else would we like to see?
Maybe a garden, classic Regency garden.
Ooh. Ooh, that leads me into, let's see, oh God, what was it? Clandestine meetings
In the garden maze.
in the garden maze.
Or elsewhere, I guess.
Or elsewhere. Elsewhere hidden. Okay, great. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to add to this wonderful list? If nothing else comes to mind, I mean, like, again, we can totally add to it. Let me just make sure that these things are set to, there we go. And, okay, cool. All right. Oh, and then just to clarify, for anything that the game should avoid, the book says examples may include murder and serious crime, non-consensual sex, or even estate management and advances in agricultural techniques. After all, this is Austin, and not every Regency truth has a place in the genre. So, that's the kind of scale that they're looking at in terms of, like, what you'd like to avoid. So just keep that in mind. And then also as a safety tool that's also available to us all is the X card. So it's a safety tool created by John Stavropoulos. Allows the players to stop the game if they become uncomfortable with the content without giving a reason. And then a player can hold up, like their arms in the X, like, in the video, or, call out X card, and then we'll stop play. And then find out what needs to be X-carded and take that out and resume play from there. But we will never ask you why it needs to be X-carded. Okay? So, All right. So we've done that part of collaboration. And then we're going to go on to backstory. And this is where we have, it's comprised of two parts. In the first, you are going to develop your major character. And then you're going to create connections to that character, where we create NPCs that are attached to said character. Okay, so this first part is where we're going to go into the character tab now. And again, as I had said in our chat, there are 5 choices for what kind of role you want, whether it be the cornerstone, the dependent, the careerist, the hedonist, or the new arrival. So let's see. So let's see. Actually, it says that I'm supposed to pick a playset first. So doing this in order. Sorry. Playset. Okay, so in terms of a playset, there's several choices. Give me a second. Okay, so playsets for Good Society are a grouping of desires, relationships, roles, and family backgrounds, okay? But for this particular play test, there's like the limited amount that we have here. So the 5 roles and the 4 backgrounds. But the play sets themselves are where it kind of gives you like a framework of, like, what you're basing it on, whether it be the actual tonal play set or a thematic play set. So we have the choices of, and you can tell me what you'd like to see: farce, romantic comedy, or drama. So since we picked romantic comedy, I could pick the romantic comedy playset, okay? Or if you want to do a thematic playset, it could be on romance and love, scandal and reputation, rivalry and revenge, family matters, wealth and fortune, or obligation. So pick one of those playsets and see what happens from there. So anybody have a choice, or do we just want to go for the tonal playset of romantic comedy since that's what we aimed for?
I'm good with romantic comedy.
Okay, cool. All right. And for us, it's like we could decide whether we want to deal with the playset in full, um, which is again, like I said, including all of the things that are included in the playset: the desires, the relationships, roles, and family backgrounds, or we just do it in part, which the players have a chance to. Let's see. The players have a chance to pick their desires and relationships. Or I should say, we have the playset uses the desires and relationships only, and then the players can pick everything else. So, yeah, I think we're gonna be doing the roles and family backgrounds listed in the playset, which is again prescribed by the play test. And then let me grab the desire and relationship cards. Let me see if there's anything that is here. I think this is already set, like in the character keeper, which is great. Thank goodness they did this, because this is get confusing if it didn't. Because the Good Society physical game comes with like the deck of cards, and it's like it's great to just like kind of pick through those and like figure out like what you desire, and then what your goals are and such from that, and your background. But it's prescribed here. So we have the cornerstone, whose desire is to protect your younger sibling from all ill, pardon, and make sure that they marry who you choose. The dependent is to marry your secret fiance. The careerist is to determine your love's true feelings and reestablish your engagement. The hedonist is to restore your reputation and be forgiven by your former friend. And the new arrival is to restore your family name and resume your place in society. And there's set relationships here. Pardon. And that's determined, of course, by your particular role as well. So it's just a matter of you guys picking amongst you, like, who wants to do what. Who wants to be the cornerstone, who wants to be the dependent, careerist, hedonist, or new arrival. So, yeah, just pick a column, any column, and then put your name in it.
Do we have to take both the role and family background
I
that's
would
there?
just pick the role, like, take the column that has the role in it, and then you can decide between the 4 backgrounds which one you want, whether it be old money, peerage, new money, or military. Okay,
Got it.
as prescribed by the play test. Yeah.
I was
So,
kind of thinking of playing a military careerist,
ooh, but I mean, why not? I mean,
but we can negotiate that.
yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, well,
And
I mean, like,
I'm looking at the new arrival myself, who has also military background, which
that
is
was
fine.
just in there, but I mean, like, I'm glad if you guys want to change your background. I mean, like,
No, I don't, but it's fine if we have 2 of
yeah,
those.
it's totally fine if you have like the same background, but I want to just have one of each role. Ugh, I
Mhm.
can't speak today. It's fine. Okay,
Fine.
yeah, it's
I'm
just
looking at the hedonist.
ooh. Okay.
Okay, so that leaves Cornerstone and the Dependent.
Yep.
I'm so glad you people knew what roles you wanted to play, because that makes things easier for me. Um, let's see. Cornerstone protects your sibling from all ill. Make sure they're married you choose. Dependent. Oh, so I would be the older sibling of another player's character.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I'll do dependence.
Okay. Okay. The dependent. All right. Cool. So let me just go through this thing here. Sorry about all the paper rattling. Hopefully I'll be able to edit that out later. Okay, so let's see. Dependent. Leaves me playing like a role as well. So I mean, I may take like be more in the background depending on how well this goes, but I guess that leaves me with the cornerstone, which is perfectly fine. You said you were taking the dependent, right, Rod?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we all in the? I'm seeing one person have an age. Are we all going to be in like the 30s? Are we thinking?
Well, I'm gonna be older because I wanted to see an older character. Plus, also to figure as the cornerstone. It's like, if you're all in your 30s, it's like, I got to be the older one.
I'll be a little younger than the captain because I'm only a lieutenant.
My last name is to be determined depending on whose older sibling I am. So, and then there's that tiny cell that's underneath your role and background that can be expanded upon once we start doing the, developing your character, and then also working on questions on connections and all this kind of stuff and relationships. So, yeah, feel free and take any initial notes in that little cell. So.
Oh, Mads. So we're limited to just the 4 backgrounds, right?
Yes, peerage,
Okay.
old money, new money, or military. Yes. So while you guys are still figuring some of the stuff out, I'm going to read some of the character role stuff. So at least we have that. So the cornerstone, from an outside view, many would say your family is doomed to be a disreputable failure. And in truth, you might well agree with them if it wasn't your family. There's debts and entailed estates to worry about, socially embarrassing cousins and uncles, failing engagements to save, not to mention several relatives approaching 24 and yet unmarried. Fortunately, they have you, the cornerstone, the only thing keeping your family name from falling into absolute crumbling ruin. For the dependent, it is your ill fortune to rely on the kindness of another for the necessities of existence. Tragedy struck your parents or spouse, and as its consequence you live your life in a household not your own. Whether you stay with your relative, guardian, or benefactor, to be at the whim of another at all times is a capricious situation. A fine roof is above your head, yet you have no home. For the careerist, good hard work is the backbone of the English nature, and you cannot help but despise anyone who has never attempted it. Yours may not be a manual labor, but it is nevertheless a tireless dedication, an endless devotion, christened in sweat, to a noble and honest vocation. You cannot help but feel sorry for those that consider themselves to hold the privilege of leisure, as in your view it cannot be anything but a curse. And then we have the hedonist. It is the thirst for pleasure that coaxes us from our beds each morning, and you consider it your duty to provide it. Your life is a beautifully orchestrated succession of parlor parties, partridge hunting, and drunken picnics. When the happiness of others is at stake, you are quick to act in its preservation. The results of your endeavors speak for themselves. Your friends are many, and your only enemy is boredom itself. And finally, the new arrival. Wherever it is you were in these past years, it was certainly nothing like here. These people are strange to you, their habits, manners, and views, as if lifted from a theater play. Still, to the outsider comes the gift of objective observation. You view their dramas as a spectator, able to see what the actors cannot. It is a skill you will need if you are to prove your own ambitions among them. So those are the characters within this wonderful playset. So let's see. Okay, now we were going to form a relationship. Okay, so let's see. Let me go back to the collaboration thing for half a second. Okay. Usually there's a question in here in terms of hidden information on? I don't see it at the moment. Because in the original character keeper, I remember a question being asked where, how much hidden information are we going to have in this game? So if we don't have any hidden information, then everything's above the table, like where all the players know what's going to happen, like, what we want to lead to for the characters. But of course, the characters have no idea, right? And if there's some hidden information, then there's, for the most part, like, the most things are public. But if there's like a major thing coming up, then it would be between you and me as the facilitator. So, I mean, like, do we want to have no hidden information or some hidden information?
I'm not a fan of hidden information.
I agree.
Yeah,
So,
I'm okay with none.
okay, great. I just want to make sure that's a thing. So, yep. So basically, we will all know about everybody's desires and their relationships to people, like, like above table. And then our characters, of course, will discover that in, in the course of their story. So just want to make sure that was a thing. Okay, so I'm going to wait, and we're going to start with, like, with my character. I'm going to wait and see what everybody else is doing before I say, like, I'm this person's, like, older sibling, whatever. So let's start with Rod, with Ollie Barnett. Yeah, do you want to give just like a small description of how you see Ollie, and then what your desire is, and then let's see. Yeah, yeah. Basically, just a tiny little bit about, like, what you conceive of as Ollie, and then we'll go into relationships once we have a picture of who people are actually. Yeah, we'll do that.
Sure. Yeah, just in general, broad strokes. Maybe someone, I'm thinking of a musician,
Nice.
and who is, I guess, would have a patron, making him a dependent. Um, and I kind of see him like maybe being a little flightier. I think he believes in fairies, uh, and maybe has some superstitions that he adheres to.
Nice.
Um, Generally, friendly, and yeah, I'm not sure how the new money part falls into that. Maybe he's got into money because he's very talented as a performer or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, maybe he could be like a music tutor also for
Hmm.
someone richer, your daughter or son.
Maybe that's how you met your secret fiance.
Yeah, perhaps.
So, just a thought. I don't know.
Mhm.
We'll find out. All right. Sean, please tell us about Captain John Warrender.
So Captain Warrender is a career military officer. He is not a very fun person. Like, he wants to be people's friends, but he's not very good at it. And it comes off as a little stiff and aloof. And family background is also military, so I think that he has a lot of expectations on him from his family to succeed and to thrive in the military.
Just a question, and maybe this will be like a secret thing for you, or even a tag that maybe only the privileged few know. But what does he do for fun?
Um, I think he does a lot of reading.
What does he like to read?
Um, well, military history is what he would admit to, but he likes 3-volume novels.
Nice. Okay. And Tanya, please tell us about Prudence Brooks.
Um, I see Prudence as I actually already wrote a bit of a tagline for her.
Okay.
It says, "We only live just long enough to regret all the pleasures we never enjoyed. I don't plan to have any regrets. Even if I have to burn so brightly that people around me burn with me, we will all go down in a blaze of glory." So I kind of see her as someone who is living life to its fullest, but to the detriment of herself and others. She's new money, and I think she's like not even family new money, like she made her money. And I'm thinking like maybe gambling houses, like probably the most ill repute at the time you could do. And then has a lot of money, but she never actually has a lot of money because she spends it on living and things that make her feel alive. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking she is like that. I have her at 29, because I think that might be a good age for her. And then I'm supposed to be working on restoring my reputation, which I think I'm doing a bad job of. Does she like betting? Oh yeah. Yeah. She's at the horse. I don't know. Yeah, they had horse races at the
Oh,
time, like
yes, yes.
dogs, everything.
I mean,
She's got
even they had
too
like,
many bookies.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's even like underground betting and stuff like that, that like,
Yeah,
even if it's not
definitely.
the known like bookies or whatever, then it's probably like, you're willing to it, she's willing to make a bet no matter what it is on.
Yeah.
So,
And then I know she has a friend that she's supposed to be helping, or getting their forgiveness for, and I've been kind of thinking about what I could have done. I feel like there's a
yeah.
lot of things
Yeah.
I could have
So
done.
we're gonna start like figuring out like, between ourselves, like, who could that be? Oh
Yeah.
knows. All right. So
Prudence.
all right, Sabine, please tell us about Lieutenant Elias Rutherford, please.
Yes, Lieutenant Elias Rutherford is well, of the Rutherfords, and you've probably heard of them after the scandal. Well, there was a scandal about 10 years ago, maybe 12. My older brother was engaged to a very high situated daughter of a peer, or peer herself. It was a very good match. Then he ran away with the seamstress. Yes. We left for the countryside to meditate, I guess, on our falls, which people said were many. We have been known to be a bit, well, romantic and less than, let's say, less than, what's the word? Not reasonable, rational. Yes, as people should be. That is the reputation my family has, that we are flighty and will fly off the handle at the slightest provocation, bursting into a romantic song. What have you? No. I think I will have to change my background to something else, but I have joined the military. I think we are old money, but money doesn't buy your reputation at a scale like that. Anyway, I joined the military. I've been gone for a bit on the sea, and now I have arrived in society and will now attempt to regain my family's good name. Because what my brother did was unforgivable, obviously, but not everyone is like that. We do know the consequences of our actions.
Okay.
I am, Elias is a rather charming person, usually, with very intense eyes. He has this ambition to, well, make things better for his family. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh my gosh. Hopefully. All right. And oh boy. I don't know. Oh boy. Well, I don't think it could be. I don't think it could be Elias, because it's like, you're new to town, and like you're trying to get your family name back. Um, so I have to decide, like, who is Eleanor trying to protect? Oh gosh. Uh, oh God. Mm. Well, anyway, I think I think Eleanor pretty much has her hands full. I think she is basically a plainer or like kind of like more like an average looking woman, keeps to herself until she has to meddle. Yeah, I think that's what it is. She's a meddler. And basically, has an overprotective streak. Because responsibility fell on her shoulders at an early age. And she's been feeling responsible ever since. I mean, she's had to keep it together because she feels that she's the only one that could keep it together all this time. And yes, she's kind of a petite little woman who has her hair up in the not a tight style, but like, like it tries to be very composed and put together, like, in any aspect that she's in. So, yeah, she's well dressed, composed, put together, poised is like how she'd like to put herself. But she's average looking, like, so she's not out to make a mark. She's out to make sure that she can put her influence on the people that she's trying to protect slash meddle with. So, yeah, I think that's how we're putting it. And I have no idea still who who she'd be protecting. Uh, so, all right. So if anybody has an ideas for their relationship that's listed there, please, please, start putting it out there. Like your fiance,
Are we
your
able to, or do we have to keep the desires exact, or can we make like small
you
edits?
can make small edits. Yeah,
Okay. Because I'm
yeah.
thinking, for Prudence, not just a former friend, but
Mhm.
like something maybe way closer that she ruined. So like a best friend, like
Oh
the
shit.
childhood best friend.
Yeah, you can totally edit it. Yeah, if you need
Okay.
to.
As I said in the chat, I believe that Elias's rival might be Captain John Warrender, just because they both have military backgrounds, and Elias is slightly jealous of John's good fortune, good position, and yeah, I don't think he actually despises him or anything like that. He's just like, yes, this is what I aspire to. This is what I want to be, this man. That's why he's a rival. He might not try to take him down, but try to push himself up a little. Like, I am your equal. He's not. He's a lieutenant. You're a captain, so he's not. But, you know,
I mean, it's kind of like that whole I'm jealous, but I mean I also want to be you. Is that kind of feeling?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Oh man.
Hmm.
Oh, just does Lieutenant Rutherford feel like not only like in terms of career, like this is he's gotten to a captain and da da da. I mean, like, does he also feel like a personal rivalry with Captain Warrender in some sense? Is there somebody maybe that caught both your eye? I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think not. No, I think maybe there are some feelings that Elias has that he will not acknowledge when he sees the strapping military officer.
Uh-huh.
That I thought that might be possible. But
Everything's possible here, but I
if
mean, like,
Sean is comfortable with this, of course.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, cool.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
So, yeah.
Ollie was the character that believed in fairies. right? And it's very suspicious. I think that's got to be the best thread.
Oh.
Okay.
I still have to pick a former fiance. I don't know who would be comfortable with that.
And I still gotta pick a secret engagement.
I'm comfortable with anything. Prudence probably has been engaged several times.
Wait, is she single now? That's what I gotta find out. Is she single now?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, she could be. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, this could be good. Actually, I think I made like Eleanor a little bit too old. She's like, younger sibling. Let's see. Let's make her. Mm, 33? Yeah, let's make her 33 instead. And I think maybe, she would like you to. Prudence. She's trying to, regardless of the reputational trash fire that you are, she's trying to protect you still and trying to get you to marry somebody that she chooses. Yeah, so I think that I'm the older sibling of Prudence Brooks. Like, I think I'm married. Yeah, I think Eleanor is married, and that's why she's trying to keep very composed because her husband is very, very composed. Old money. Close. But anyway,
I'm also very comfortable with being secretly engaged or something like that because I think Elias might have been to court or to society before as a younger person, but has come now back from the
Could you be
naval
my
things.
my former fiance?
I could, but I think it would be better if we didn't do
Didn't
like a
cross.
two-way, didn't cross
Yeah,
because there are. I'd love it more if we had more intertwined, interwoven
got it. Maybe
entanglements.
Rod could be your current secret fiance.
I don't know. That depends on what Rod wants.
I don't know what I want.
What are you?
Sure. So so you're rivals with Captain John Warrender.
Yes, yes. I
All
could
right.
be your secret fiance. Maybe we promised each other when we were um maybe a little too young to make such promises, but if
Um, I'm fine with that.
okay, cool.
Well, if Eleanor is married, then I guess Prudence would have to be my former fiance. Is that okay?
And who? That's John.
John, yeah.
That
oh,
makes
that's
sense.
bad.
You're probably one of many, unfortunately.
Oh my God. That's amazing. And I'm just curious, John. It's like, did you truly love Prudence for Prudence? Or because you thought that, like, it was part of the family was part of, like, your stepping stone?
I think two things.
Mhm,
First of all, I think that John never really knew Prudence
mhm.
as well as he thought he did.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that's the first thing.
Okay.
And I think second, I think that they were different people back in the day.
Sure.
Like Prudence wasn't quite as wild yet.
Hmm.
John wasn't a captain in the military yet. Like they both come a long way. And John has carried a torch for her this whole time, but never really the actual person that she is.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And do you think, okay, so I'm asking both Prudence and John, do you think that Eleanor, like, is plumping for them to get together because it's like Captain Warrender definitely makes a great catch? Or do you think that it's somebody else that
I think
Ellen,
that Eleanor is the reason that they didn't get married in the first place.
Mm.
oh, because it's
I
like,
think Eleanor and Prudence's family were against the marriage.
mm-hmm,
Um, And
They wanted
so I
somebody
don't
better than a
know.
captain. Damn.
Well, he wasn't a
Oh.
captain at the time.
Oh, right, right, right. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't see his potential or whatever because we're
right.
stupid. Um,
So it's up to you whether you think Eleanor has changed her mind.
hmm. I think, I think by now, I think maybe she has changed her mind because I feel like, seeing you like, come out of the military with your captainship and like, seeing you so much steadier, I think, than you were. I think when you were in your youth, when you were both in your youth, I picture Prudence and John being kind of like the middle way. Like you could have been more adventurous, you could have been more like modest or whatever, but you were both like in the middle way. And then it was only like, as you went into adulthood that Prudence like went all cray cray with the betting and the gambling. And then you, John, just turned out more steady. It's like, and then like that's a surprise when you come back into society, and it's like, oh, Eleanor has to admit she was wrong. Shit.
Mm.
Mm.
Shit.
I think that's a good jumping off point for maybe Prudence. Maybe you're my first person that I was like engaged to, and because it was ruined by someone else, then I just kind of was like, well, I don't really want a real relationship anymore.
That's so sad. I'm so sorry. Oh, we got some sisterly problems now. Damn. Okay. Oh, noes. Wow. Okay. Oh boy.
So Rod, our families were against um our relationship, right? When I
Right.
I'm betting the Barnetts knew about the scandal and were like,
absolutely, oh, absolutely,
you are not getting near
absolutely,
the Rutherfords with a 10-foot
yeah,
pole.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we were both pretty sure that our families wouldn't approve. A, too young. B, yeah. Well, I think my family are a little suspicious of people who have had money only for the last 60 or 70 years. That's kind of gross. Like not gross, gauche, kind of
Gosh.
right, because they still do have heirs, like not inheritors, but like ooh, we're the Rutherfords, right?
Mhm.
They have standards.
Right.
I think Elias does not adhere to these standards because these standards landed them in the countryside with no name to call. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's all good. I don't know that Oliver would at least he I don't think he would care much for money. I mean, other than that what it means to other people. Um and I don't know. It lets him do what he wants to do, but um yeah, so we've kind of been keeping it secret, and I guess do we want to say that you've been a little more reluctant
Yeah, I
to
mean,
yeah.
I had kind of had to leave for the military thing, right? To
Mm,
get a career sort of going that is acceptable to polite society by now. And that's why I was like, okay, let me get my family's name back first, and now I'm back. But we'll see how that goes because things might have changed.
right.
I picture Eleanor being also, whether true or not, like responsible for like maybe younger cousins or something like that. And I feel like there's a younger cousin that you, Ollie, are giving music lessons or music tutoring to.
Sure.
Don't know who that is yet. We'll figure this out as we get into the next section. Um, because we're the next part of backstory is connections. But I think this is a good time for us to take our break first before we go into the connections part where we develop the NPCs that are closely connected to our characters. So let's take a 10-minute break and then we'll be back to create those connections. All right, so taking 10 minutes. Okay, before we get to connections, there was something I had forgotten to do in the midst of our major character creation, and that is adding the initial reputation tags to your character sheet. So, attached to your background with the sheets that I had put into the chat, there are, positive and negative tags associated with your background, okay? So I'm going to share my screen real quick, so at least we can get an example of that. All right. So for instance, old money, your initial reputation, you're going to select one of these things at the beginning of the game or make up your own. So you get one initial positive tag and one initial negative tag. So for old money, if you have the old money background, you could be sensible, well-connected, dependable, generous, or caring. Or negative is old-fashioned, miserly, overbearing, self-obsessed, or tasteless. So you have to pick one of those things for positive and one of those things for negative, for your initial positive and negative reputation tags. And reputation tags have a value in the game, which I'll go over in a few. And then also, too, they change once we get to that particular phase of the cycle. So Good Society runs on a cycle of play, and we will start with the novel chapter, which is essentially us doing scenes after we finish the connections and the backstory phase, the backstory creation. And then once we start the cycle of play, it starts with the novel phase, and then we go into the reputation phase. But yeah, so that's the reputation criteria you can pick from for old money or create your own. For peerage, new money, and military, it's different as well. So for new money, positive tags include rich, ambitious, clever, industrious, or novel. Negative tags include vulgar, outsider, uneducated, unfortunate connections, or common. And then for military, it could be positive, brave, steadfast, honorable, capable, or forthright. And negative could be blunt, cold, reckless, aloof, or angry. And I don't think anybody picked out peerage, so we don't have to worry about that one. And then, as you can see, because you guys have access to the sheet, your reputation criteria can change depending on if you've done certain things, which, again, we'll go over in the reputation phase. So your reputation can go up or down depending on what you do in the novel phase. So... all right, so just go ahead and mark off what you think your reputation is determined by, and if you can't pull up the sheet real quickly, just let me know and I'll show you the appropriate screen as needed.
It's just one each.
One each, like one positive, one negative. Did anybody need me to show off one of their backgrounds for ideas for positive or negative? Because I can flip screens if needed.
There's also a tab called Family Backgrounds. The tags are on there as well.
Oh, yes, thank you. So on the character keeper itself, yes, thank you, Sabine.
You said we could just make up our own tag, right?
Yes. Like
Right.
make up your own positive or negative tag. But yeah, it should be should be a single descriptor for each. Yep. And again, they should change depending on what you do in the novel scenes. So go ahead and stop sharing. All right. So, let me, and I also wanted to ask a few more questions, um, since I totally forgot to do so while we were in the initial part. What did you do, Prudence, that you feel now? Is it you feeling like you need to be forgiven, or it was something that between the two of you, like
No, this is the
John?
prompt. The prompt is restore your reputation and be forgiven by your friend or
Yeah.
your former friend.
So I mean, like John, like what did she do that you need to forgive?
I
Oh,
think the former
my
friend is
former best
Ollie.
friend is Ollie.
Oh, okay. Or sorry. So Ollie, what is what did she do that you have to forgive? Sorry. But I'm also curious about like why are they old flames?
Oh.
Oh no, no.
So,
We maybe Prudence is the one who told my family that I was involved with Elias.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That is that something that would have. Mm,
So are you guys a secret because of me, or you were once not a secret? Is that
right. Yeah. So I think it was. Yeah. We kind of pretend broke up,
gotcha?
but so maybe it's not even just that you. Maybe it's not just that you revealed it, but that you were opposed as well against it and advised my parents or whoever, my family, that it was not a good match. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were best friends, then you might have told her in confidence, right? And she was like, nah, that doesn't make sense. I don't tell somebody, or let it slip. It was an accident. That's also.
Or maybe Prudence accidentally divulged it. Maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, do I want to be spiteful when I was younger, or do I want to be um like inconsiderate?
that's a
Maybe you
question.
were drunk.
That's
I don't know.
Ooh, that berry wine has a kick, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, what do you think, Prudence? Do you think you
I think perhaps when she was younger, seeing as how we're kind of making her relationship with John be a bit of a catalyst for her.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
thinking when she was younger and friends with Ollie, she was probably just inconsiderate. But I think it became more spiteful after their relationship ended. Yeah, so both what I'm thinking.
Why do you want to be forgiven by Ollie now?
That's a great question. Why do I want to be forgiven? Hmm.
Maybe the new friends you have are obviously not friends, true friends.
Yeah. I'm definitely very lonely and alone. And I would assume that John is coming back.
Hmm.
So maybe you were obviously gone on your service and we just kind of, you know, we weren't in touch anymore. But I don't know how we're gonna start this game, but if I were to see you again, maybe that would kind of trigger a reminder of what could have been. And then I might spiral. Makes sense.
Oh,
Sorry, I should be so excited, but I am.
Yeah.
Oh noes. Um,
And then maybe that comes into, well, I'm living my life to its fullest, but I'm not really living it with anyone. Like I'm kind of living
mm,
it by myself. So now it would be the perfect time for me to try and get all my friends back. And hopefully they'll just forgive me without me doing anything.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Prudence! Oh my God. You're definitely not prudent. Anyway, um, Captain John, did you, before you left on your service, do you think that you had established some kind of promise, or was it broken off with Prudence before you left?
Prudence broke it off at the pressure of our families.
That makes sense.
Eleanor was such a pain in the ass. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of now, like, why. I mean, like, again, I think it's because of the perception of the two of you,
Hmm.
um,
That would
when
also
you were
make sense of
younger.
why I'm now new money. I obviously am not using my family's money.
Yeah.
I've probably completely cut them off,
Yeah.
other than Eleanor, maybe.
Well, I mean, also too, because I mean, like, Eleanor married, like, probably married into old money, which is
Yeah.
why, that's another thing that's probably like, she's concerned about you still, but she can't quite show it because maybe her husband's a pain in the ass. Who knows? I don't know yet. Um, so that would be an interesting byplay. It's like, is the husband a background guy, or is like, was he part of the problem, or is he part of the problem now? I don't know. So,
I tend to think that the reason that Captain Wentworth went into military service was because the engagement got broken off. So that's what
Ouch.
no.
pushed him out of the British Isles.
Oh, John. Oh, God. I feel like Eleanor's gonna owe like Captain Warrender so many apologies. Oh man. If anybody wants to write that in as a scene we want to see, it's like we totally can't. Okay. But do you truly? I'm just curious. I mean, like, do you truly still have feelings for Prudence, or are you just still holding on to a memory?
I think I'm holding on to a memory. I don't think I know Prudence anymore if I ever did.
Darn. And I have a question for both Ollie and Elias. What is, well, yeah, besides being affianced, what do you truly love about each other? Like, what is one thing that you can say that, you know, you're willing to be secretly married for, that you fell in love with about the other person? Feel free to work this out between the two of you. Like, what you think what you think it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same thing, obviously, but I mean, I'm just curious.
I think what Elias really liked, or maybe still likes about Ollie, is maybe the fact that they are so sincerely themselves, that they are not easily dissuaded. They seem, Rod, correct me if I'm wrong, but they
Mhm.
seem rather gentle. I think that's like, oh God, there's this little this marshmallow, and I have and
Mhm.
it's kind of, it likes me. He likes me, and maybe that's just that was just it, that he seemed to like me, and that, well, it meant something. And he believes in fairies. Can you believe that?
It's adorable.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. It's adorable. He's adorable.
I think what Ollie likes about Elias is that uh maybe like Elias was someone who who had their feet in the ground, was very the opposite of what Ollie was. Like, kind of knew what they wanted, or at least they felt like steady, um, and they kind of knew what they were doing. Um,
Yeah, I think they
yeah.
were. I think he's pretty good at appearing like he knows what he's doing.
Like that, appearing like he knows what he's doing.
I mean, it's a skill.
Yes. True. Very true. All right. So, does anybody have any questions of each other? I mean, don't feel like I have to be the only one answering, like asking questions. I mean, you can ask each other questions to clarify, connections or, relationships, I should say.
Um, Tanya, I assume this will come up in play, but is Prudence interested in marrying at all? Like, is that something she's even into?
It's a great question. I think your comment of you not really knowing Prudence is probably the issue. I don't even really think she knows herself very
Mm,
well. Um, so yeah, I don't think she knows.
got it.
Yeah.
Ooh, was she always was she always into this whole like risk taking thing with the betting and the gambling, or
I
was
don't
this
think so. Not if she was best friends with Ollie. I think they really kind of balanced each other out.
so?
And then she met John and they also balanced like she's always had someone who balanced her out.
Oh no,
And then both of them and then she kind of ruined both of those relationships.
sorry.
Yeah,
God dang.
it's
Sorry.
her fault.
Mm, mm. Okay, good question. Very good question. Uh,
For Elias, would we have met? I would assume we would have like met and had
Yeah.
some sort of back and forth for me to have decided I didn't like you for some reason, or maybe
I
we
don't know
didn't.
why. I don't know why you don't like me, but I very oh yeah, because you didn't like me as a
Yeah.
relationship for Ollie. I mean, it might just be my family's reputation, actually,
Okay.
that you thought this guy, and he is pretty suave and maybe a little glib, I might say, and then you thought maybe this guy he's just using Ollie.
Mhm.
That
that's
might have just been it.
that's pretty ironic considering Prudence has to restore her reputation too.
Yeah, well, I didn't ruin my reputation myself.
No,
I can
that's
say that
true.
for myself.
Yeah, but again, I mean,
Mm.
that's pretty
Mm.
you know, hypocritical, I think.
And you weren't a rival until after he went to the military, so that wouldn't really.
Yeah. Yes, I think my family went to the country. I was in society for a bit as 3 years ago when I met Ollie and all this happened, and then I decided to maybe go to the military. That must have sorry, that might have always been my plan. I entered society for a bit, realized that I couldn't do anything because I had nothing to my name except the scandal, and then I joined the military to I mean come back with at least a bit of something that you know would make people respect me a little more.
That makes sense. And I guess it would make sense if Eleanor, obviously, as I'm a young woman, you'd be taking me around and meeting the different families.
Hmm.
So I
Yes,
would have definitely met Elias's
Elias.
family.
Yeah.
yes, and
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, my family's in the country. I think that was 10 years ago. There's just the reputation
yeah, but I
that we
think
are wanton and overly emotional.
yeah, but I think like being older, I think Eleanor would have definitely caught wind of the scandal and been like, "Oh, I know his older brother," and that was terrible, and the whole family is now tainted, and then tried to, you know, I think probably would have, you know, between the two of us, I think we would have might have turned our noses up because we wanted to. Yeah, we're snobs, you know.
Mhm.
Prudence, not so much, but like maybe Eleanor sort of is. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
One thing it says I'm supposed to create a rumor about my family.
Ooh.
Should I do that now?
Yes, and then we can
Because
put that into the
okay.
rumor and scandal
Mm-hmm.
doodad, like, right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
since you
Yes.
have to create a rumor.
Yes, it says create and spread a negative rumor about your family. So I will go and create the rumor that I think that we do have at our family home in the country. There are unspeakable things happening. Nobody's talking about what unspeakable things, but that's kind of, it's kind of a party thing. Like festivities are quite well, nothing you talk about in good society.
So, wait. So,
It's a rumor. It's a
right.
rumor.
So the rumor is like, you're doing so the Rutherfords are doing some
Mhm.
fun shit in their
Yeah,
home
in the
that
exile. Yeah,
yeah, could make
yeah,
could
yeah,
make Prudence's
mhm,
gambling debts pale in comparison, is what you're
yeah.
saying.
Hmm.
Ooh. Ooh, scandal. That's not a rumor, that's scandal. Oh my god. Amazing. We would find this shit out. I mean, like, regardless of whether he's a background character or not, I think that Eleanor's Eleanor's spouse is probably a trader, a merchant of some sort, and like probably getting wind of all this stuff. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so connections. Connections are the supporting characters that hold tremendous influence over the lives, situations, or hearts of the major characters that they are attached to. And their primary purpose is to complicate your life. So, you may hate your connections, you may love them, but their influence cannot be denied, right? So, we're each going to go in and try to create a connection. And so, underneath your character is two connection cells. And like, you would create, like, you think, and like there's already some text like in there, but obviously like it doesn't apply to everybody. So it's just as an example, we would create like the connection, the name, the pronouns, their relationship to said person, to said major character, and then they would have their opinion like in that one cell saying, I think this major character is what, right? Like what their opinion is of that major character that they're connected to, and then some description and further notes that you think that the character is. And what's going to happen is like as we're creating these connections, we're each going to play these connections for each other, right? So, you know, um, that's why the player name and the player name thing is left blank, because we're not, you know, we'll see who's it's appropriate to play these characters when we get there. So anyway, yeah. If you want to try and create characters that you feel will complicate your life, and then we'll go over each of them. Yeah, you can create two characters connected to you.
I had a quick question. Where is this taking place? Where is our story?
I'm gonna say that this brain, this is taking place in a village. Okay, so like not like a big urban setting or anything like this. It's going to be taking place in a village, a town that does have access to a city, to the city, but like not so close that it's like it's quick to get there, right? So we have our own hierarchical, society things, and we also have our own, yeah, pretty much like levels of dealing with each other. So we're pretty much like middle class and up, for the village slash town, and we're these are people that are like for those of you that are in the military, it's like I imagine that you're close enough to the town that you know it's obviously still like affected you since childhood or whatever, and the friends that you've made there, but again not so close to an urban center that it's like it's easily forgotten, right? So okay, did everybody finish making their connections? Need more
We
time?
still have one left.
Okay.
And I'm thinking maybe it would be my patron, whoever's hired
Oh,
me to be tutor their child. I'd like to make it connected to someone. I mean, not necessarily, but it would be good. Um, I have no connections to Sean, to your character, so it could be
I don't know if it makes
fam.
sense for it to be
Mhm.
my family because I didn't have any prospects when I was younger. I was not
Okay.
rich.
Mhm.
Maybe it could just be a local landed gentry family in
Oh
in the
yeah,
area.
yeah.
Sure.
It depends on like what do you think? Like, would it be you would have a relationship with the patron? Now, do you consider this person to be like an old widow, an old like an old gentleman? What do you think?
Yeah, like an older gentleman. Um, if you can think of a good title that
Oh, I know. This
Hmm.
yeah.
person could be both of our patrons. They
Ooh,
purchased my commission.
ooh,
Oh,
Sir.
cool.
Okay, Sir.
Let's make him Viscount, so he's a peer.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Viscount. No, Viscount. Stanley.
Oh, I have an idea. I have a name.
Go ahead.
Bickerstaff.
Nice. Oh my gosh, amazing. And what does he think of you?
I think he wants me to teach his young daughter who's a hopeless. He wants to, yeah, he wants me to teach to elevate her status. What's her? We'll call her Rosemary.
How old is Rosemary?
Maybe she's just coming into society. Do you want to just say like 18?
Sure. The
Or
reason
is
I'm
that?
saying is it because I feel like she and Teddy know each other.
Oh,
Friends with Rosemary or Rosemary?
oh, either one.
Rosemary.
Rosemary, yeah.
Rosemary Bickerstaff. Okay. We'll just leave it at that, like for right now. I mean, like if we want to develop those guys, I mean that totally could because like there's also the option of developing yet another connection like mid game, so like mid series. So if we think that they come into play later, we totally can. But yeah, I'd be curious to know. All right, so okay,
So when it says underneath, okay, all right, I got it. Thanks.
alrighty. So let's start from the other side, if you don't mind, because I'm also like not sure about how we want to deal with the other people. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each connection one at a time, and then like you as the major character connected to them would like go through their description and like how they feel about you and such, and then we would decide like who wants to take that as the character that they're going to play when we have eventual scenes with them. So all right, so let's start from you, Sabine, with your first connection, which is Vicar Silas Claiborne.
Yes. Silas Claiborne has been born in Rutherford. When the scandal happened, he denounced the whole family because that was way too scandalous. I think he was maybe not a vicar back then, but he was religious and thinking about manners a lot. And then he took his wife's name, Claiborne, and stayed behind. Well, they left off to the country doing their whatever things. When he is actually Elias's godfather, so Elias can't just say, well, no, he's his godfather, so he has to care about this boy, and he thinks this might be some hope for this young man, but he needs to be provided good and proper advice. Vicar Elias is very prim and proper and fairly meddlesome and likes to make his opinion known. But in a very, of course, humble way, because he's just a vicar. So that's him.
Question, does Elias listen to him? That's the other question.
Yeah, Elias wants to reconstitute his good name, so he can't just blow him off. Also, he's his uncle and godfather, and you can't just blow someone like that off. And he knows people, so
he's probably like, is he taking is Elias taking a shelter with Vicar Claiborne at the moment? Okay.
Probably, yeah. Well, you can't just say no when he offers, right? Because, yeah. He's a gossip. Yes, absolutely.
I love that. I love that so much.
Me too. Elias, not so much.
Right. But I like. Can I say that Eleanor, under polite means, likes to gossip with the vicar?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was banking on that, actually.
I mean, be upstanding in society. It's like, of course, it's like you have to be, shaking hands with the vicar, for sure.
It's a man of God. Is God a man? Who wants to play him?
We'll see. All right, great. Oh yeah, who wants to play Vicar Silas Claiborne?
Should we just go through all of them and then decide?
Oh yeah, I think we can do that. All right, Tanya, do you want to introduce us to Jekiah Samuels?
Jekiah is a foreigner. I hadn't really decided where he is from. I'm gonna say somewhere.
Okay.
He's one of those individuals where maybe he never gives you the right answer twice. But he is my main bookie, or Prudence's main bookie. He knows all the best underground betting spots. And he is also one of my friends, quote unquote. I would even say my best friend. Yeah, we're best friends. To me. He's an interesting character. I have that he's married, he has a boyfriend and a great aunt who lives in town. So he's not well known, even though he has people here. But that's just because he kind of keeps to certain areas. And I kind of put what our relationship is I think he's the best kind of friend. There when I need him, quiet when I don't, and knows how to handle money.
It's the thing is, I think Prudence is like it's his
Oh,
opinion on you. So
oh,
you
then
can
I have
put
them
that into the
backwards.
description part, but I'm curious what he thinks about you.
Oh, I don't think he thinks anything of Prudence. He thinks Prudence is a good patron.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Goodness, so gracious.
So I have an immediate question. So he's married and has a boyfriend on the side? Is that what
Yeah.
I'm getting? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So he's pan. I
Yeah,
mean,
pretty much.
a cheater in a pan, but I mean, like
Mhm.
oh man.
But yeah, for him, he just thinks Prudence is a good patron.
Okay.
I'm always there with the bets.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God. Do you win? I forgot to ask this question. Do you win?
I think I win.
Okay.
I think I'm a decent good better. It's just
Okay.
the problem is that I will then spend most of the money.
Right. You're like if this was influencer culture, you'd be like totally designer handbags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. God. Okay. Uh yeah.
I've
Sean.
got another question. Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
No,
Can I
no,
just
keep
ask
going.
one more question?
Yeah, keep going.
And I imagine he's not part of higher society, but he might be handling other people's bets, right? Is that, if I'm reading that correctly?
Who else would be betting with the Jekiah?
No?
Mm.
See? We'll see. Maybe it's the vicar. Who knows? Maybe he has a dark side.
Love it. Okay.
Does Harold ever bet?
That could be nice. We'll see. I like this. But we'll see. Okay. Any other questions for Jakaya? Or about Jakaya? All right. Sean, what about Commander Jack Willisby?
Willisby.
Okay.
Commander Jack Willisby, he, him, 28 years old, former commander under Captain John Warrender. He thinks Captain John Warrender, I did not change this because it was perfect, a bit of a prude and could loosen up a little bit. Commander Jack is in love with Captain John and has pursued him to the area.
Oh, I love that. Sorry. I mean, oh, what does Willisby look like?
I'd say that he's kind of tall and dark-haired and probably has sideburns.
Mm-hmm. So, whose type is he? Is he?
I mean, I'm not sure that Captain John would admit this, but he's definitely Captain John's type.
Okay. Well, I'm also curious whether he'd be like Ollie's type, whether he'd be Elias's type. I'm just asking. I mean, you don't know. Just saying. Could be fun. Any other questions for? Oh, wait. So what is? Okay. So he's pursued him to our village. We can name that in a bit. But I'm just curious. It's like what? We can sort of make instances for, people to be able to come back home, because this is essentially Warrender's home, and Rutherford is sort of connected to the area, through Vicar. But I'm just curious, like, how is Commander Jack making it like he's able to drop by? Is that what he's doing? Is he's like saying, I'm like,
he's on leave.
Okay,
he's staying at a local inn.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. Any other questions for Commander Jack Willisby?
Wouldn't it be more interesting if he was a guest at someone's house? Because people have guests for weeks in the Regency period.
I think he knows Harold.
Yeah,
Okay.
So he could be a guest at
Is he
your
staying
house.
with the Whittiers?
He's staying with the Whittiers.
Yeah, that
Okay.
makes.
He's on
that
leave.
makes-
He's staying with the Whittiers. He knows them somehow. Like he knows Harold or something like that.
Is Harold? Oh, okay. So maybe Eleanor is trying to set Captain John up with Prudence. Harold is trying to set Jack up with John. They're working at odds.
Sorry. So exciting. All right. Love this shit. I love this complication. Okay, cool. Any other questions for Willisby? I love it. Okay, onward. All right, sure. Yes, Rod, please tell us about Aunt Abigail.
Oh, yes, Aunt Abigail, her, 64 years old, thinks I'm a good boy who listens to her wisdom. She's tyrannically overprotective. She is superstition. Superstition is her religion, and I probably got my beliefs from her. She fears angering the Fae folk. She's considered daddy by polite society. She loves Ollie, but doesn't see a difference between her opinions and facts.
Oh, I can totally picture this little woman. She's probably like the one that has the shawl and the mob cap and just like saying all this folksy wisdom and stuff like that, like in inopportune times at the parties and the balls. Oh, I love her so much. I want to be her. I don't care. I'm claiming her right now. It's like, I don't care. I'm not waiting. I'm just gonna be her.
Oh, Ollie, you're just so kind and adorable.
Anyway, all right. Harold Whittier. So, Eleanor's husband, him, 38. He thinks that Eleanor is a sensible woman who keeps his household going and is a fine addition to his family. He's a merchant of some means, well known and well connected by his resources and his name. So Whittier trading is an established concern. Like he obviously has this house in this village, but obviously, like, he goes into the city like regularly for trips and such. And he depends on Eleanor to keep his household. Yay. So, and what
What
was
does
your
he look like?
okay. So I think Harold is he is a let's see, he's broad-shouldered, a bit portly, like upstanding and upright, with precise blonde hair and a beard.
And yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. So, any other questions about Harold? Oh, and so, like, can you just repeat what you had said before? Because I want to put this in here, Sean. Do you
Oh
think
yeah.
that
So I
Harold
think
is...
Harold is trying to set Commander Jack up with Captain John.
I have a question.
Mhm, mhm.
Who's more meddlesome,
Oh,
Harold
God.
or Eleanor?
I think... It depends on, like, what we consider meddlesome. I mean, meddlesome in terms of, like, quantity or quality. I think quantity, Eleanor. Quality, it's probably Harold, because, I mean, like, he's very focused in what he plans on doing. So, yeah, Commander Jack is hanging out with the Whittiers, and it's like, he feels that Captain Warrender is a good prospect for them to get together. Like, not only like the what is it, the military career thing going on, but also, I mean, like, feels like it's a good fit, period. And he has his own ideas about, like, what works, and maybe Commander Jack also has ties to the Whittier family as well. Whether it be a cousin thing or a family friend thing, I have no idea yet. We can, whomever decides to play him can decide that too. But yeah, I think he feels that he is going to throw his resources into this if he can, whatever that means. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to just, like, take care of this row before we go on to the next row of connections? So who wants to play Harold Whittier?
I can do that.
Okay. Go ahead and put your name there. I'm playing Aunt Abigail. Sorry. Who wants to play
Um,
Commander?
I'm gonna. Are you doing the commander next?
Yeah.
I could do the commander.
Okay. Who
I
wants
think
to
I
play?
want to do the vicar.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, I mean that leaves so a bookie. All right, sure, why not? Did you say what Tanya, Jakai is a foreigner? Did you already say what land
Yeah,
or
I gave
country?
him some more. I gave him some more descriptors: bronze skin, brown eyes, long curly hair.
Okay.
He's kind of seen as pretty, tall, athletic, with a Cheshire cat smile.
Oh, so he's arm candy.
Yeah, he's
Mm,
pretty. He's very attractive.
Sure.
Mhm.
totally. Nice. Okay. Cool. All right. We'll start from my end this time. So for Theodore Teddy Whittier, him 18, all right. He's the younger cousin, much younger cousin of Harold, and he's I guess the Whittier's ward. For whatever reason, I mean, like, I guess, like, he's in the Whittiers' care, but of course this means Eleanor's care because Harold is usually off, doing merchant stuff when he's not at home. Um, and he thinks that Aunt Eleanor is good for being concerned about his future prospects and funding his tutoring while he's convalescing, because I think he's not a well lad, right? I mean, like he's got some kind of like condition that like he's not fully healthy. He's not fully yeah, he's just not healthy, right? So he's convalescing with them as well, and but he feels that she's stifling if given free rein with his life, and he's trying to prevent that in his own way. And he's friends with the Viscount's daughter. Yeah.
Can I claim Teddy
Yeah,
right
go
now?
ahead. Please do. Rod, please introduce us to Viscount Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Viscount Bickerstaff, he's 49, but he's about to turn 50. I mean, maybe there'll be a 50th birthday celebration of some sort. He's the patron of both myself and Captain Jack. Um, I'm sorry, Captain John. Uh, Captain Jack is
Command,
Torchwood.
Commander. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's gonna get a little weird, but we'll see. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, he thinks I'm a musical luminary who will elevate his daughter's status.
Oh my gosh.
Um, and I guess I don't know. Maybe the person whoever picks Viscount can also play Rosemary. I guess we'll see. Um, but the Viscount is eccentric. He loves novelties, loves spectacle. Probably as long as it's not tasteless. I think he's a former world traveler. He wants me to teach Rosemary, his daughter, to sing and play, but she has a tin ear and two left hands.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Maybe he's part deaf. Maybe that's why he thinks that she's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic, So
Sure, we can
if you
do
want to
that.
put that in as a detail, like he's part
Yeah.
deaf. The way she sings sounds so beautiful. But I don't think that changes Teddy's opinion about her in any rate. So
Yeah. But partly deaf, definitely tone deaf.
anybody have any questions about the Viscount? Okay. Hmm?
How rich is the Viscount?
Ooh.
I Yeah, we can make him fairly wealthy. Uh,
So more along the line of Lady Catherine de Bourgh as opposed to the Bennett family or something like that.
Mm, probably. Yeah, like
yeah,
rich. Definitely rich.
I'll put that in there.
I mean, definitely. I mean, he'd have to be, right? Because if he loves spectacle, especially if he wants to put them on and be a patron himself, then he has to be. He has to be loaded, at least in some way. So, yeah, that sounds good. All right. John, do you want to introduce us to Commander Elaine Fairchild?
Commodore.
Commodore. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Commodore Elaine Fairchild, her 53 years old. She's the flag officer that Captain John Warrender served under. She thinks Captain John is throwing his potential away by thinking of leaving the Royal Navy. Commodore Fairchild views Captain Warrender as a younger brother or maybe a son.
Oh.
She definitely has opinions about what he should and shouldn't do, i.e., he should not leave the Royal Navy.
Does she have any ties in the village? Like, is she friends with anybody? Is she like, related to anybody in the village?
I think maybe she is who Viscount Bickerstaff reached out to purchase Captain John's commission originally.
Ooh. If you want to put that in there, that would be good.
Sure.
But now it's kind of like, hmm. that kind of leads back to the other question. It's like if he was the one that purchased the commission in the first place, and is Captain John planning on leaving, or is it dependent upon what happens with Prudence?
He, yes, that. It depends on what happens with Prudence.
Okay.
Or some other entanglement. We'll
Can't
see.
wait. Can't wait to see it. But anyway, I mean, regardless. But I mean, like, does the Commodore suspect that you're planning on?
He's talked to her about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm. And she's probably going to talk to the Viscount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently there are two levels of captain, and if you have 3 years seniority, you become a post captain.
Mhm.
And she's been talking to him about that, and he's like, I'm not sure I want to stay on for my 4th year as a captain. I think I might want to give up my commission. And
Oh, she's probably pissed.
yeah.
Little bro, you can't. No, come on. Dude, you're so good at this. Yeah. I can totally see that. So, like, if when we go around, like, I might want to play Commodore. We'll see. All right. Yeah. Tanya, please introduce us to Mrs. Miriam.
Mrs. Miriam DeCount. Um, she thinks Prue is a younger version of herself, and she just needs to find herself. Mrs. Miriam is, in my mind, Mrs. Marple. Like, I literally thought of her when I was writing this description. So she's kind and thoughtful. She comes from a humble background, but she has like a few tricks up her sleeve, from back in the day when she was younger. She is a widow, but she's living happily. As an older woman, she feels like her life is fulfilled. She has a very sharp wit, and is able to kind of keep her calms and wits about her. Again, because she kind of has an interesting backstory. I didn't write that backstory, but you can kind of tell that she's done some interesting stuff. I just have her as short, white, curly hair, short and stocky, prefers to wear comfortable clothes, and has no children.
I want her.
Okay. Claim. Go ahead. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Amazing. What is her, she's a widow, okay.
Mhm.
What is her standing in the town, you think?
Um,
I mean, we all humor Aunt Abigail, like, for instance, right? But I mean, like, what do we think, like, people overall, or for the most part, think of Mrs. DeCount?
I think she's not respected because of money. She's respected because of like her knowledge and wisdom type of situation.
Right.
But she's not interested in being in like fancy parties or anything like that. So that's not really where people would see her.
Mhm.
Um, if someone wants to take it down the route of, she's kind of the neighborhood grandma, she can just have that type of presence where people just like to be around her or talk to her, knowing that she's not going to spread their business. She's not a gossiper, I don't
Right.
think. She's more of a confidant for a lot of people.
You know what? I think. I mean, if you guys don't mind, I mean, I wonder if, like, she and Aunt Abigail aren't together. I mean, they don't have to be together, like, married or
Mhm.
anything like that. But I'm wondering if they're, like, they have a relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Could be, but I don't know. Abigail seems a little bit too cuckoo, I say, too batty.
I mean, or if not a relationship, then at least, like, like, Miriam could be like, oh,
Yeah,
Abigail.
friendship.
Yeah,
Friendship
friendship.
for
Friendship's
friendship
fine.
for sure.
Yeah.
Friendship for sure.
I mean,
I
like, maybe.
think I have another question. Is she actually from Brindlewood Bay, or does she just feel like that? She feels like Brindlewood Bay Maven. I'm sorry.
She just
It's
feels like that, I
Yeah.
think.
yeah, okay. But if there's a murder,
Yeah, yeah. No, we're not playing Lady Susan PI, okay? It's like, if we were going to play Lady Susan PI, that's a different game. A different hack of Good Society. Okay. But yeah. I feel like now we should name the village Brindleshire or something like that.
That'd be great.
Yeah, let's name our village Brindleshire. Brindleshire? I forget. But yeah, something like that. That'd be so funny. Okay, and then finally we have Lieutenant Eliza Hurst.
Yes, Lieutenant Eliza Hurst is a comrade who served with Elias on some ship that I maybe have to name or maybe not. Eliza Hurst is from a pretty wealthy family, and she has been cutting some pressure to get married. It's not that easy. Lieutenant Eliza Hurst is a foreigner. She's American. So, and I think Elias has promised her to kind of help her find a appropriate kind of husband. He knows that won't be that easy because, colonials, but, maybe she's a, yeah, he thinks she's okay, I guess.
Can we say that either she'll tell you or unbeknownst to you that she has a crush on Ollie?
I don't know. I would leave that to the player who plays her.
I would
Yeah.
want to claim this one.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I guess I'm playing the Viscount because it's like you can't play your own connection. Rod. All right. So I think I can be a bustery patron. You can make my daughter the most beautifully sounding luminary in the musical world ever, can't you, my boy? Okay. But yeah, Tanya, it's like if you think that she's gonna have a crush on Ollie.
I find it interesting that she's specifically an American.
Yeah, she's outside of what people would consider polite society. She has to be introduced into it, and she would probably not be aware of all the British mores and things like that.
That'd be so funny. Okay.
I also find it interesting that she's wanting to find a husband for Elias. Just kind of makes me think, well, Eliza's unmarried. It seems it seems like a redirection.
Yes, but I think they are just friends. They are not like, maybe there
they're
is
not
a bit of the idea that maybe if they both are single by the time they hit 30, they will just marry or something like
No, I
that.
don't think Eliza's interested in Elias. I think she's just misdirecting finding you a husband
No,
over herself.
no, she's the one who's looking for a husband. Elias has promised her to find a husband. She's the one who needs a husband, and that's yeah. Eliza has said, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
So that's still cool with you.
All right, so creating connections mid-play. So players may find themselves needing to create new connections they did not anticipate beforehand. If a mid-play connection slot is available, a player can create a new connection at any time during play to serve the needs of the story. If no extra connection is needed, they can also decide not to create one. And so we would create the connection the same way that we did now, and then we can just create their name, their pronouns, the relationship, and what they think of the character that they're connected with. And this leads me to explain the thing about the check marks that are underneath everybody's character, which is the resolve tokens and the monologue token. So let me go ahead and go into those rules of play before we get into the actual. I know we're nearing the end of time, but I mean I just want to get through some of the rules of play beforehand. So, in Good Society, every player has the ability to shape the story, all right? But according to the game rules, the way that you're allowed to do that is by simply saying what happens and when you will use a resolve token. So you each start off with 2 check marks for the resolve tokens, two resolve tokens that you're allowed to use, and each of your connections also has 2 resolve tokens. All right. So this is a currency that is in this world. It allows players and me as the facilitator to change narrative details about the world and twist events in a character's favor. So named for and reflect a character's determination to pursue their goals. So when you want to use them, you can use them in the novel chapter phase, epistolary phase, because there is a letter writing phase in this, and then in the reputation phase, like when we start determining, like, whether your reputation goes up or down. And you can accrue them during the rumors and scandal phase and the upkeep phase. Let's see. And the difference between first edition and second edition is that in first edition, your reputation tag used to act like a resolve token, but they no longer do that in second edition, as far as I understand it. All right. So when you can use a resolve token is when you want your major character or a connection to do something difficult or unlikely, which is of significance to the story. Okay. Or you want a connection you control to do something harmful to the interests of a major character or connection, which is also of significance to the story. If you want to create, contribute to, or change narrative events or details that are significant to the story and beyond the actions of your major character or connection you control. Like, so if you want to change a weather event, like, that forces people to take shelter together in a very tight place, that's an example of using a resolve token. Or you want to compel a major character or connection to do or feel something. Okay? So those are the 4 instances that you would have people, you would offer a resolve token. And there is a negotiation involved when you offer up a resolve token. So whomever you offer up a resolve token to, like whether it be another major character because it involves their character, or offer it up to me as the facilitator, the affected player or what have you can either accept the token, no problem, and then do the thing that you want, or accept the token with conditions, like kind of tweak the scene a little bit, or completely reject the token. So one of those 3 things can happen when you offer up a resolve token. If the affected player refuses the resolve token, the effect does not take place and the token is not expended. So don't feel as if you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it if you try to offer it up and then somebody refuses. That's not a problem.
I had a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does the token move from one player to the other, or does it get expended?
Yes.
Okay, so it
actually moves
around.
from one player to the expended. And then, like, I, as the facilitator, will also have like a kind of like a bank somewhere. Like, if you are offering it up to this whole situational table, like, to me as the facilitator, then I would take that resolve token and bank it. So then I would do something to you as the facilitator or whatever, like, to whenever I wanted to offer up a resolve token from that bank, right? And the connection that you control can do the same thing. So Sabine, if you wanted to have Harold Whittier, offer up a resolve token to have, like, either me or somebody else, do something, and then, they can accept with conditions or refuse. And then the token currency works exactly the same way. Okay? If it affects multiple characters, whomever is the primary character that it affects, that would be the person that you'd offer up the token to, and then that's who would get it. And you don't have to offer up multiple tokens to people. Like, it would just be one token that would be used in that instance, for sure. Okay.
A question. In the case where you said about the weather,
yeah,
the token would just go to
the facilitator. So it would go to me, because it's like it's something that affects like uh, the whole table basically. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah. Let me see. Okay, so that is like the major thing that I wanted to go over. The reputation thing, like we can go over when we get to the reputation phase, which we will not get to in this particular phase. I think we can spend the rest of this time before Stars and Wishes to go over like what kind of scenes do we want to see, okay? The way the novel phase works is that we would start with either, let's see, give me a second, an event, a visitation, or a split. Um, and basically, this is where essentially we just create, I would imagine, and I'm going to establish this. I think this is where either we're getting ready for the big event or we are at the big event and these are just establishing scenes so we can see our characters interact or like our characters interact with our connections, various connections, so we can see how tangled this web is. So, I'm thinking, go ahead.
I was gonna offer that maybe the inciting incident is that the our two military characters have returned,
Yeah,
and there's some kind
party.
of event or something. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and I think that like that's a perfect way to say that oh look, Commander Jack is here. You know? It's like, he's staying with the Whittiers. Yay. Right. I mean, like, absolutely. Something like that. And it's, maybe we'll say it's like something like, like fun, like a harvest ball or something like that. And it's like, like we're welcoming home our serving military men, but also, hey, I mean, like it's also an excuse to have a town party kind of thing, and this is what we hold as tradition, you know, annually, anyway. So perfect situation to have everybody around and let the fur fly, basically. So, yeah. Who will be present? What scenes would you like to see during play? So, at a ball, God knows. I mean, people can have clandestine meetings. People can have them, you know, like meet each other and give each other like polite dagger stares. Whatever you want to say. But yeah, I think we can establish scenes like today, and then we just dump right into the novel phase, like for next session. So, what would people like to see? I think this. Ooh, so many opportunities.
I have a idea.
Go ahead.
I would love for there to be games,
Like,
probably like either like parlor, like a games that are happening in a parlor
okay,
or smoking room, something like that.
okay,
Um, where perhaps there's like normal games or like games that a lot of other regular people could play, or people who are wanting to play something like of the time.
charades is usually one. Crap. Like, are you talking something like like charades or like
Yes,
or
yeah.
card
More I'm
games?
thinking like family friendly
Okay.
games that could everyone could have fun with, and
Hmm.
then maybe
Sit
a
down to a game of
back
whist.
area,
Whist.
and then maybe a back area of that same parlor that
Hmm.
has some more betting friendly games.
Oh shit. That's the back parlor like whist games and shit. Like people are
Mhm.
like where'd Prudence go? Where do you think she went? That kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Like it,
Um,
like it.
I think that I would like a scene where Prudence actually makes an appearance at the dance portion
Hmm.
of the event, probably not even meaning to dance, and Captain John goes up and asks her to dance. I don't know what she'll say, but
Uh-huh,
that's
uh-huh.
something I'd like to
Prudence would
see.
have a dance card, right? I mean,
Yes, yes.
everybody at a
Dance
Regency
card
ball has a dance card,
for sure.
so you can ask for that.
Oh my gosh. And as much as she tries to hide it from you, you can see it. She's wide open. She can totally dance with you, regardless of what she says. Absolutely.
And then I think also Captain Jack should show up at the ball.
hmm
Um,
Commander Jack. Is he
Commander
commander
Jack, sorry.
or like I forget.
Commander.
This is commander higher or lower than a
Lower than Captain.
Okay, so Commander Jack appears. Well, I mean, of course, because he's staying with the Whittiers. Of course, he's going to make an appearance for certain.
I want us to have a scene with Olyvar.
Okay, so yes, Elias and Ollie. Oh, can this be the garden scene?
Can be a garden scene. Yeah, I mean, or a balcony scene.
Oh, but we'll do
a garden scene is perfect because we can be overheard.
Yes, garden scene. Overheard. Question mark. Question mark. I think Eleanor and Prudence have to have a scene because maybe
I would love there to be some scene with either like a servant of the home or a waiter, something like that, staff.
Mhm.
Sort of, I'm thinking like upstairs, downstairs, like how their networks of gossip amongst each other work.
we can probably do that in the rumors and scandals phase because it's like, that's where we can totally make up like all sorts of different fun shit that's going around. Whispers, rumors, all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, Eleanor and Prudence should probably have a discussion.
Mhm.
And then what else?
I want to see some of these gossip people have a scene. I don't know. We have a lot of characters who are gossips, and I think Eleanor is the one amongst ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who can talk to one of the other gossipy people.
I think, yeah, I mean, maybe
The
she's going to
vicar
sit down
or
with the vicar. Mm-hmm.
all of that.
Who else do you want to see? This ball can have like a bunch of things, and then we can build off of the ball into like, other scenes.
I need
Later
to have
on.
a scene with Elias and Captain John. Just, I don't know what's going on to happen there, but that I want to explore what the dynamic is.
That doesn't even have to be like a necessarily like full-on scene. It could be just like, some looks across the way that get misinterpreted because that's how people work.
Yeah, but that's why I want to have a scene because I know we don't have to have a scene, but I'm curious.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Ollie, what kind of scenes do you want to have besides with one with Elias?
And I guess either Eleanor or Prudence. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just don't know what the frame would be
Ooh.
other than how are you doing? I don't know.
Would you
Uh,
be upset? Like, we'll see. Hold on. Have you talked with her recently?
with Prudence.
I mean, would you? I'm asking. Like, would you be upset seeing her, like just seeing her, or seeing her coming out of like possibly like a backroom betting situation if you knew what was going on? I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think he probably thinks she's ruining her life.
And that might be a good time for Prudence to have a scene then with Ollie, at maybe the worst possible time.
I mean, we could have Ollie stumble, accidentally get into the back betting room. Um, that might be a fun fish out of water scene.
Accidental stumbling.
Oh, I want him to play a game with Prudence.
Oh God.
against Prudence. Yeah.
Oh no. Wait, one of the card games or like an actual parlor game?
Uh, it could whatever is fun, but something that we could bet on.
No. No. Oh no, it comes out. Okay. I definitely want to see a scene with Prudence and Captain John for sure. I mean, like seeing each other again after however much time. It's like on the dance. I mean, besides like maybe the initial dance floor thing or
It'd be great if Elias was near John so that I could have a bit of a scene of like two emotions at once, both kind of like maybe excitement
Mhm.
for seeing John, but then annoyance at seeing Elias.
Oh yeah. That's just so much stuff that can happen at a ball. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. So, I think there's a lot of potential here for everybody to at least have two scenes, you know, um, for the ball itself, and then this doesn't even include like the other people. So, oh, we're gonna meet them. I mean, maybe we see them in passing. So, like, feel free to have scenes with each other. And then with the connections, maybe they're kind of like either narrated or in passing, just to make sure that we can kind of include everybody so we kind of can get that whole establishing scene of like seeing everybody before we go on to the next part of it. Um, yeah. If anybody comes up with anything else, I mean, I'll send you over the recording like in between, like during the week. So if you do choose to kind of like zip through it again and try to get a handle on what we've said and add to your notes, then that's perfectly fine. Um, and then if you have any other scenes that you'd like to see in addition or replacing what you've you know said here, then that's fine. We'll totally like be setting up the ball anyway. So whomever's scene ends up going first, it is what it is, right? So yeah, let's close out the session. If anybody has any other questions about each other's characters or connections, I mean, obviously we can bring that up in play or bring that up in the beginning of the chapter next time. But I think this is a good time to slide into any stars or any wishes that you'd like to see for like next time, like as we begin, or even for the whole series. Like what you'd like to see as an arc for your character if you have one. Yeah, I mean whatever you want to say. But yeah, this was the opening for collaborating and creating the backstory for your characters as well as a little bit of world building for this. So, I just want to say that I give stars to you all because I already love these characters, the major characters and the connections, because I think there's just so much potential for entangling issues and rumors and scandal and all this other stuff that's going on. So, and I'm okay if anybody wants to get Eleanor in trouble. It's perfectly fine too. It works. It's cool. Because once we get to the reputation phases, it's going to be interesting to see how people go up or down, you know? So, um, yeah, wishes. For my own character, I mean, since I'm also facilitating this game, I don't really have like a wish for Eleanor per se. If anything comes around for her particular character, like I don't know, either something plot twisting to get her to stop her meddling ways or to realize that people have control over their own lives. I mean, that's fine. Or like discovering her husband's machinations. I mean, that's cool too. I mean, I just play to find out, and I can't wait to see what happens. So,
Yeah, stars to everyone for their characters and their connections. I'm really interested to see what happens for Captain John. I don't have any specific goal in mind for him other than that I want there to be heartbreak and drama and all that.
Yeah, also stars to everyone for such interesting characters. I particularly like Ollie. He's a good connector character, like the character that's difficult for everyone not to like, because it really helps push some of that drama against one another. Um, I want Prudence to either crash and burn of her own volition or come out on the other side as a butterfly. No in between.
Um, Stars all around. Is it my turn? I don't know. Stars all around. These are fun characters. I'm very curious to see where they go and what crashes will happen and who will apologize to whom and which romantic relationship and who will get the attention of Captain John and will end up with him. So I would like to have a kind of a Jane Austen kind of arc where everybody in the end gets somewhere where they are reasonably happy, unless they're a total villain, which I don't think any of our characters is. So yeah, and maybe if there is a total villain, we can then punish them and punish them in the way that good society punishes people by turning our nose up and laughing at them behind our hands or fans or hats or whatever. Yes. For my own character, I'm not entirely sure what I want. I want to find out who he is and what he's got going on and where he wants to go with the whole thing. Yeah.
Uh, Repeating, yeah, stars to everyone for their characters. Um, yeah, I'm very curious how it ends up in the end and who ends up with whom. And uh, I yeah, I'm very curious to see how I like the idea of like, the meddlers and the matchmakers all, you know, uh, butting heads and their machinations complicating things uh, in a fun, spectacular way. So I'm looking forward to it.
As a final note, as a facilitator, it's like it's going to be interesting to see because since we picked romantic comedy, I'm going to be curious to see how people like either get what they want, possibly, or get what they didn't expect, which could be even more fun. So I feel like I'm going to need to create a mirror board on this eventually. And it's going to look like a Hearts of Wulin entanglements board. But, we'll see how this goes. I can't wait. So at any rate, thank you guys very much for joining me at my table. And then it's like I'm excited to just dive right into the novel phase for next time. In the meantime, it's like if you just want to take a look again at the that one handout that I had about the resolve token reference, so that gives information about how those work. The reputation information on that sheet is the one that's been updated and is more in the playtest document. So, I mean, like, if you want to just kind of like review that for next time, because we should be getting into all of the phases for the session. Okay, so I will wish you happy gaming for the rest of the week. And I will see you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks for
guys.
facilitating.